gets left speechless once again as she has trouble answering any questions that's being asked in this video. It's crazy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
Slotkin.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you for being here. You know, Michigan's a border state, so we need each other. We have a very big bridge that's being inaugurated, ribbon cut in September. We need that to be fully staffed. We have a lot going on in Michigan as a northern border state, so we need each other. But what I'm concerned about is that you've taken the mandate to close off the border beyond going after, as you say, the quote, most dangerous illegal immigrants. I'm a CIA officer. I work my entire life to protect the homeland. If someone's here illegally, they need to not be here. They've committed a crime by being here. They need to go back to wherever they're from. But my concern is that either through sloppiness or intent, you have gone far beyond going after the quote, most dangerous illegal immigrants and gone into legal immigrants who were given the ability to be here, and even American citizens. And when I think about that, you know, there are lots of people in this country, including me, who have families who fled this kind of environment where they have no rights, where they have no due process, where they don't have habeas corpus. So while I'll be the first to say, coming from a state that was won by Trump, that there is a mandate to do something about the border, I think it is absolute dangerous overreach to go beyond that and start picking up American citizens and people who have the legal right to be here, lawful immigrants who have done everything right. So first and foremost, do you acknowledge that your department has made some mistakes, any mistakes, in going after either American citizens or legal immigrants here in the time that you've been in office?
We have not deported any U.S. citizens
detained?
or people get interviewed. If they get interviewed and they go through that process and if we find that they're U.S. citizens or legal immigrants, they stay in the United States.
Have you deported
We have to go through the vetting process.
Have any American citizens, including children, been deported during your time in office?
We have children that mothers have chosen to keep with them. So those
By my count, you have 10 American citizens, including children with cancer, who have been deported out of the country. I understand you're saying it's their choice.
But
it's hard to imagine a small child having a choice. But have you gone after legal immigrants? Again, your standard in your opening statement was the most dangerous illegal immigrants. Does that include PhD students and master's students at colleges across the country, unarmed? Are they the most dangerous illegal when they have status and no weapons?
I don't decide who gets status through a student program. The Department of State decides that, and we enforce it.
Oh, come on.
That's what our Department of Homeland Security does.
I just would offer that, again, I have no qualms with going after folks who are here illegally. That is not my concern. That was part of my job, was to prevent people from coming here illegally in a former life. My concern is you're sending a chill down the spine of America by going after people who either have legal status or American citizens. And when my colleagues ask you about habeas corpus, and you say, literally, we can review the tape, that you believe it's a right the president has, you sat here in front of all of us and swore an oath to the Constitution, and that is not at all what habeas corpus is. It is a right that we all get, that American citizens get, that people who are in the United States legally have. So my concern is it's complete overreach. I don't think American citizens, even those who voted for Trump, believe that you should be able to just grab someone off the street, sloppy, who has the legal right to be here, and certainly an American citizen. And I just am concerned that while you say you're going after the most dangerous folks, what you're actually doing is going after folks for political reasons, right? A PhD student that's unarmed is not at the top of the list.
And we're not deporting U.S. citizens, and we're not deporting people who have legal status here.
10 American citizens
If the children have gone with their parents, it's because their parents wanted them with them. So let me ask you another question
about cybersecurity. You know, you've cut $500 million from the budget. What specific programs are you cutting? Because there are programs that really aid states and locals that we depend on for cybersecurity. And we know that right now, while we may have good security in the federal government, if you are a local state official, you're depending on the federal government. So have you cut The ISAC program, the program to states and locals on cybersecurity.
The president's recommended budget has a reduction in $491
Does it cut
million.
that program? I've heard the
And what
talking
it's doing
point.
is
Does it
putting
cut the
CISA
program?
back on mission.
You
And it's
can't
ensuring
say
that
this is the most
cybersecurity is going to be strengthened.
You cannot say it's the most cyber secure administration if you're cutting the program to my state and to your state.
It will
and if you
be
look
when
on
we-
record, that's what you've cut. I yield back.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here, Madam Secretary. I'm sure you've seen the recent reports that your agency is going to sponsor a reality show, TV show, in which immigrants would compete for U.S. citizenship. Is DHS seriously vetting a reality show for immigrants to obtain U.S. citizenship? Your spokesperson is quoted in the Wall Street Journal. I'm going to ask that article be in the record, Mr. Chairman, if there's no objection, saying that, quote, it's in the very beginning stages of that vetting process. Each proposal undergoes a thorough vetting process prior to denial or approval.
Sir, we have no knowledge of a reality show. There may have been something submitted to the department, but I did not know
No,
anything
you
about
can
this
confirm that
reality
you're
show.
not considering
Until
it.
the reporter reached out, we told him, we have no knowledge of it, we don't know what he's talking about, and they still printed wrong information. So that
spokesperson
article,
said-
in fact, they had to change it later because they lied so bad and they had us on the record saying, I had no knowledge of a reality show, the department didn't. There may have been something submitted somewhere along the line because there are proposals pitched to the department, but me and my executive team have no knowledge of a
Well,
reality
I hope
show and it's
that
not under
your
consideration.
response is to confirm that you will not do a reality show
There are no plans whatsoever to do a reality show.
and that
On
your
that.
spokesperson was completely misquoted as saying that it was being vetted.
That article was completely inaccurate and false. And the fact that they
Let me
printed
go
it
to
when they
some
knew
of
it was
the
false
expenditures.
was a dereliction of their work.
Let me go to some of the expenditures that your department is making. $200 million for an ad campaign fawning over President Trump's supposed accomplishments. $21 million between January and April for transporting around 400 immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. About half of them were flown back to the United States. $6 million to El Salvador to imprison 300 individuals in a prison known for grave human rights violations, and many more, including $1,000 to immigrants wishing to self-deport. I understand one of the planes left within the last 24 hours. None of these expenditures are in your present budget. Aren't you going to run out of money before the end of this fiscal year? The continuing resolution doesn't cover any of them.
No, all the dollars being spent are being utilized as authorized and appropriately for the
Well,
situation.
none of
That
them have
flight
been
that left
authorized,
yesterday,
though, under the
flight that-
continuing resolution or any other way that we normally authorize monies. You're just spending recklessly, and it would seem wastefully, without authorization. That's against the law.
Well, Senator, I completely disagree with you. I'm doing the job that the Secretary of Homeland Security is supposed to be doing, the one that the last secretary refused to do, that endangered the future of our
You
country.
may think
What
you're
I'm
doing
doing is
the
making
job,
sure we're
but
enforcing
you
our laws
operate
and that
under
people who are here that are criminal,
authorization
illegal
that
aliens
this
are
committee
returned home.
provides. You are acting in a way you think you're doing your job, but
The
you
American
also have a
people
responsibility
told
to
us
follow
to
the
do
law.
this job. The American people overwhelmingly in the last election said, we want a secure border. We want to make sure that no
They
longer
did not tell
are the
you
scales of
to
justice
act
tipped in favor
outside
of
your legal
criminals.
authority and spend money that is not in your budget
All money is
authorized
being
by
spent
this
according to how it is
Congress or
authorized
any
and
other
appropriately.
Congress. Let me ask you about the money that is being used to supposedly repatriate Afghan allies, refugees to this country from the Taliban, Ukrainians who have fled here from Russian aggression. Can you confirm that money is being taken from the foreign aid allocation?
Are you talking about the temporary protective status program?
Correct.
Yeah. So
The repatriation supposedly of those individuals here under the temporary protected status program.
Yeah, so we do have thousands of individuals that are here that have been protecting or been participating in the TPS program. That has been reevaluated to see if that program is still being utilized the way that it is supposed to be, as intended by Congress when it was laid out.
But there are
If that is
documents
always
that have
intended
been
to be.
publicly reported that say the administration is going to use money from the foreign aid program, AID, to send those people back to countries where they will be persecuted, tortured, and perhaps killed,
We're encouraging,
as the Afghan allies would be. Let me finish my question,
Sure.
ma'am. Where they will be potentially killed, tortured Afghan allies who served us during our wars there, saved lives of American soldiers and diplomats, are going to be sent back to the Taliban using foreign aid money. Can you confirm that's the plan that's been reported in the Washington Post this morning?
No, I won't confirm that because that's not true. Those individuals have an opportunity to apply for asylum and other programs where they will be protected if their lives are in danger from the government that's in their country.
Who can't
Time has expired. Senator Moody.
Thank you, Chairman Rand, and welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.